Hey everybody, I'm out here walking around looking at some of the work I gotta do, and when I came out here it was a nice looking buck. I think it was a buck. It was awfully red colored fur, and I came to get my camcorder to see if I can't get a glimpse of him and see if he had horns or not, he or she. And by the time I got back out here he had already taken off. But I gotta go and go all along these fence lines and knock all that brush down, all those weeds and stuff going along the edges. Now you can see this right here. I've done a lot already. I have to go down both sides. I'm going to ask the neighbors if I can climb outside of the fences and knock it down. Oh, it's so peaceful and quiet right now. If that road wasn't there, it would be almost ideal. Maybe a few less people, but believe me, I'm thankful. There's just so much wildlife. I took a walk down the road and there's a family of nutria out in the middle of the field getting their dinner or breakfast for them. Horse over there. There's horses everywhere. Horses, cows, llamas, sheep, you name it, all over. A nutria is like a really big rat, except for they have flat noses. You got to do all these fencing too around these trees. I may probably get these pine trees tomorrow, knock all that down. As you can see, these fences here used to be crawling with weeds just everywhere. It took me a couple hours, but I got both sides of the fence, this side of that far fence, all the way down, all the way back there. I got that fence up to the corner post. I gotta start nailing that, because that's gonna be some really thick, nasty stuff. It's gonna take me a while to chew through all that. And I got birds flying around. I wish that deer would have stayed out. I'm trying to get him on camera. But I think it was me that spooked him, because I came out here and he whipped his head up really fast. But from what they tell me, they have a 4-point buck coming right down to the apple tree. And the apple tree is right in front of my trailer door, so he's not too afraid of people. My dad lived in it for a long time. Yeah, it's just so quiet, got a nice breeze. I need to start taking my walks a little later because I was in the sun. But that didn't feel too bad. It's still real early, or almost. It was probably just above that mountainside there when I went for my walk. I was pretty much in the sun the whole way. I still got a lot of work to do. They come out here, she has some John Deere tractors, and they come out here and they mow all of this field, that small side section, and then that big chunk back there, and it takes them 6 hours to do it on riding lawnmowers. That's a long time. And then I take care of everything up here with the lawnmower, and that's almost daily, because there's 2 yards, 3 yards. The one right around in front of the trailer, and her front and backyard. That's the lady that my dad lives with, owns that house too, and that's her rental property. And she's in the house. You can see my trailer I'm walking up to in my truck on the other side of this building. She's telling me that she found a person that wants to pasture some horses, and if I take care of them, which I've done that in the past. I worked on a ranch for many years. I could make some money doing that. It won't be a lot, but combined with the $200 a month I get from my dad for taking care of this place, he got hurt, and I'm the one doing all the work, doing all the painting the mailboxes, and I've got a bunch of weed eating I need to do here. That's the apple tree. They said that Dad woke up one day and had a 4-point buck standing right in the front yard. And the first thing I thought of was, oh, freezer. But that's like one of her pets. So don't want to be shooting the pets. So his backyard here is actually rather large. It's 5 acres altogether. 5.5, 5 acres. I did that yesterday. All of this to the side. And then her front and backyard. It's pretty cool. My walks are now probably close to a mile and a third, maybe a little bit less. I'm not out there breaking my backside doing it. I'm just doing it there to keep the blood pumping through the veins, through the leg veins especially. Being diagnosed with diabetes, type 2, you got to be active. And as you guys know, I'm on a computer a lot during the daytime, contending for the faith and spreading the gospel. So I got to get up during the day and do something. So in the morning, when it's cool, I get up and I lawn, I weed eat, and do whatever project she wants done. I've done several of those already. She's really nice, good person. And then in the mornings, or the evenings, I go for my walks. And if I'm bored, which I often do get bored sitting in here, I'll go get the weed eater and start whacking some weeds somewhere. And with 5 acres, there's plenty of them to do. I was kind of hoping for a nice sky tonight, but there's not enough clouds in the sky to get it done. So beautiful, so peaceful, so quiet. If you could just feel this breeze right now. The smell, when I first moved out here, the grass was getting really tall in all these farmers' fields and ranchers' fields. And of course, being the time of the year it is, it's all being cut now. And they're making round bales and square bales. And believe me, in the younger part of my life, my hands have touched thousands and thousands of square bales working on that ranch. I did just about everything under the sun for them. What my wage was usually like a meal at the end of the day. I wouldn't say I was ripped off because I was enjoying what I was doing with my friends. We all went to high school together. And the road that I lived on was nowhere near as crowded as this. But you know what? This is nice. I'm a bit concerned about some of the dogs when I'm walking on my walk, but that's okay because I have on me, let me turn the camera around here, my EDC, or everyday carry. Turn the camera around, and you can see right there on my neck I've got my pepper spray for the left hand and my tactical fighting folding knife, which I do know how to use. And it's not for people, it's mostly for the dogs, because I've been bit 3 times now, and the dogs on this road are not small. They're really big, and they could really do some damage. But that's part of my EDC, and EDC stands for everyday carry. I'm probably, once I get this job out there, start investing some of my, I've got a backpack right here you can see behind the seat that always goes with me. Also my gold pans. I've played around with that before. Backpack right there. And I've spent years out in the woods learning how to be a woodsman and bushcraft. And now that there's the internet, back when I was a kid, we had books when I do this. How to survive, plants to eat. Most of that stuff is forgotten, long forgotten. My weakest point is plant identification and what can be eaten and what can't be. Medicinal purposes and so on. But once I get that job, if we're not raptured in a while, which who knows when it's going to be. I know we're close. I pray we're even closer. But that's one of the hobbies I'd like to get back into, because I really enjoyed that. Living out in the country, way out in the country, away from people. My entertainment was going out into the mountains. I would get up in the morning before light, take off, and not come back until after dark. And for me to do that, I don't go out in the woods unless I'm armed. I don't have any firearms, but I hope to change that. I want to get me a good Ruger 1022 and some form of 45. I don't know by who, Colt, Smith & Wesson, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I need to get my bushcraft survival stuff, and I'll start making videos on how to do that. Been years, but it'll be fun. Know how to purify water, build fires, friction sets, flint, steel, magnifying glass. fire steel, magnesium rods, the whole 9 yards. And that's part of everyday carry. So if I'm out in the woods, I'm going to have at least 3 knives on me, at least 2 firearms, and enough food to last me for 3 days. And I have the knowledge how to trap and get rabbits and stuff like that to extend that. And if worst came to worst, I could survive quite some time. The window, they say, is 72 hours, and that's pretty much true for people that don't have any idea what's going on out there and can control their panic and fear. Me, I just build me a little shelter, have a fire going, have my bottles filled with some nearby water source, wake up in the morning, check my trap sets. Oh, there's the deer right there. I knew he'd come back out if I waited long enough. I can see him in these. See him? It's going to be shaky, guys, so it's a long ways away, but he's walking right back there. I have to really focus to get it all the way in. But I think he's not going to oblige me. Maybe if I get on back here on the truck and steady myself, I can zoom in better on him. Let's see if I can get some horns. He's walking the fence line from left to right. I haven't spotted him again yet. I know he's right there somewhere. Oh, there he is, right there. But he got that post in the way. Where'd he go? What's he doing? He just standing there. Is that it? No, that's a post way over there. Oh, I lost him. You got a glimpse of him anyway. And before too long, with these apples getting ripe, he'll be right in my front yard. Probably a good thing I don't have a 22, huh? I'm a poacher from the old school. I probably killed 50 deer with a 22 rifle. Killed one with a 22 pistol. That was way back in the day when living in the Carter years out there in the country, and you know, one parent working at one time, one parent working at another time. Not very much money, and so we just supplement what we had with a massive garden, all we can, everything. And what meat we would put in the freezer. You know, we wouldn't go out and buy meat, we'd go out and kill it. Which is something I want to get back into. Start renewing my survival skills. And I'm not a survivalist like you see on YouTube videos, because that to me is pointless because of the rapture. I am a bushcrafter, and I enjoy doing the bushcraft things like making spoons with knives and doing what you have when you have a knife, an axe, a saw, the things that you can do and build and just spend hours out in the peace. Most people don't know it, but when it's like a 90 to 100 degree days, the place where I'd rather be is out in the country, because you walk into a little draw with water in it, the temperature drops by 10 or 15 degrees. Ah, well, I'm rambling now. I'm just enjoying this nice, cool evening, nice breeze, the smell of all that hay, wildlife, birds everywhere. I had a family of birds in this apple tree. Every time I come out here and barbecue, I kind of make them a little bit upset. They had a hole right there. That's where they had the family. They're all gone and raised out of there now. They're still flying around here. I can see the youngsters in the morning down here in the grass going after bugs. Parents showing them how to do it. I almost wanted to run out in that field and get them nutria. I've eaten raccoon, rattlesnake, just about everything. I can't tell, my vision is blurred right here, but I can't tell what that is. I'm gonna back up a little bit and lean against this post to get it steady. Sorry about the shakiness, guys, but it won't focus because that grass right there in front, it focuses on that instead of the far thing. That's one of the limitations with these. Looks like a cow or a yearling. Oh well, I'm gonna stop rambling now. Get this on YouTube. Alright guys, see you later. Bye.